millions of Nigerians at home and abroad to witness yet another monumental commemoration for our dear country, our 65th independence anniversary. 65 years, 65 is a number associated with the gemstone known as sapphire, which symbolizes loyalty, trust, faith, nobility, sincerity, beauty, and wisdom, all of which happen to be defining qualities of the Nigerian soul and spirit. October 1 every year represents a milestone that enjoins us, even as we celebrate, to take stock of our journey in nationhood, to weigh the present, and to rally around a renewed hope purpose centered on repositioning our nation for a greater future. As we mark the 65th year since our independence from Great Britain, we are all witnesses to the remarkable reforms taking shape at a pace never seen in the history of this country. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR, is doing the needful. He is committed, he is courageous, and is also a visionary leader that is gradually dismantling the stubborn clogs in the wheel of our national progress. Under the renewed hope agenda and its 8 priority areas, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is laying the building blocks for a national renewal anchored on prosperity, peace, and unity. At this point in time, our collective participation in nation building is critical in the sustenance of the progress being made. That is why the theme of this year's 65th anniversary is All Hands on Deck, a direct and heartfelt call to all Nigerians and our friends and partners around the world to show understanding and to commit to supporting these landmark reforms. Our trade surplus continues to grow with an increasing share of contributions from the non-oil sector. Declining inflation, a strengthening currency, the falling food prices, growing external reserves, all these are more eloquent testament that we are on the right track as a nation. From January 2026, that's in a few months from now, we will commence implementation of the Tax Acts Quartet, which will expand our nation's revenue base while simultaneously simplifying tax collection and lessening the burden on our people. These new tax laws represent a huge leap forward for the Nigerian economy and for business, for entrepreneurship, and also for investment. With more revenue at its disposal on account of the reforms being undertaken by this current administration, the Tinubu administration is investing heavily in the key components that will catalyze our collective growth and development. Health, education, infrastructure, agriculture, energy security, regional and grassroots development, small businesses, youth, and national security. All these are indeed the focus of the President Bola Ahmed Tinubu administration. As we speak, more than 500,000 students of tertiary institutions, those in the university, polytechnics, and colleges of education, are already benefiting from the National Education Loan Fund, or NEL Fund for short, in which tuition and upkeep allowances are paid for by the federal government. This is unprecedented in the history of our country. Under President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, our nation is gradually recapturing the spirit of people-centered grassroots development through the establishment of 5 new regional development commissions and a supervising federal ministry for regional development. We are lucky we have the Honorable Minister in charge of that ministry here with us. We are in the middle of a road and transport infrastructure revolution in this country, of which the flagship initiative is the one comprising the presidential legacy highways designed to connect Nigerians through the various geopolitical zones to enhance national integration and also unlock new economic corridors for the nation. These landmark road projects are the 1,068-kilometer Sokoto-Badagry Highway, the 750-kilometer Lagos-Calabar Coastal Highway, the 477-kilometer Trans-Saharan Highway, traversing different states such as Calabar, Ebonyi, Kogi, Benue, Nasarawa, and the FCT, and of course, the 422-kilometer Akwanga, Jos, Bauchi, and Gombe Expressway. Details of these have already been provided by the Honorable Minister of Works. Complementing these are the high-impact rail projects, the Kano-Kaduna Standard Gauge Rail, and the renewed push for the rehabilitation of the eastern corridor of the rail line from Port Harcourt to Maiduguri. In the energy sector, this administration has revived the 255 MW Kaduna power plant, and we are determined to bring it to completion. The Presidential Power Initiative, that is also known as the Siemens Power Project, is on course, and the Presidential Metering Initiative that this administration also initiated, which is a vital collaboration between the federal government and the subnationals, will deliver 7 million smart meters to all the various homes across this country, and is going to close the metering gap that exists in the power sector before 2027. Currently, Nigeria is home to the implementation of one of the world's largest distributed renewable energy projects that is called the Distributed Access Through Renewable Energy Scale-Up, or DARES for short. It is a project that has a $750 million World Bank support. It intends to deliver clean and off-grid electricity to more than 17.5 million homes across the length and breadth of this country. In oil and gas, the progress is equally unprecedented. We have seen a steady increase in oil production to meet our OPEC quota, and an equally steady reduction in oil losses to a 16-year low. For the first time in 16 years, we are seeing the losses that have occasioned the oil sector in the last 16 years at its lowest ebb. Gas flaring is also at an all-time low, while new investments are flooding in to scale up gas exploration, processing, and distribution. New investments in deep water oil and gas exploration have exceeded $5 billion. We are also advancing the AKK gas project, AKK meaning the Ajaokuta Kaduna Kano gas project, and other critical gas pipelines, while frontier basin oil and gas exploration has resumed with the drilling of 3 oil wells in the Kolmani region of Bauchi and Gombe states. We have heard in some quarters that work on the Kolmani oil project has stalled. It has not. Indeed, the federal government is having a renewed focus in that area. In solid minerals and mining, we have welcomed investments such as the $50 million ASPA lithium plant in the FCT and the $600 million Avatar lithium processing plant in Nasarawa State. Between 2023 and 2024, royalties earned by this government on solid minerals has more than doubled, reflecting the success of the diversification efforts of the Tinubu administration. In the healthcare sector, over 1,000 primary healthcare centers have been rehabilitated across this country, underscoring the administration's commitment to human capital and social infrastructure. Only recently, the federal government, through the Ministry of Health and the Nigerian Sovereign Investment Authority, has commissioned 3 advanced world-class oncology centers. In other words, world-class cancer centers, as part of the broader push to expand the healthcare infrastructure across this country. The commission centers are located, one at the University of Benin Teaching Hospital, the Federal Teaching Hospital in Katsina, and the University of Nigeria Teaching Hospital. A few months ago, I joined the Honorable Minister of Health and the Honorable Minister of Finance and the Coordinating Minister of the Economy to go and commission this project on behalf of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Already, these world-class oncology centers are already in operation in these 3 locations. Another 3 are already nearing completion. That is at the University of Jos Teaching Hospital, the Lagos University Teaching Hospital, and the Ahmadu Bello University Teaching Hospital. Overall, very shortly, we're going to have 6 world-class oncology, in other words, cancer centers situated around this country. What this means is that it is now a matter of choice for you to travel out of this country because you want to access cancer care. Contrary to the perception being pushed in some quarters, this administration has demonstrated uncommon commitment to a balanced and inclusive development since the assumption of office of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. The distribution of capital projects under President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is equitable. No region is taking a backseat. Local government areas are being fiscally reintegrated as catalysts for growth and development, with the financial autonomy that the President is determined to fully operationalize. Today, all state governments now receive from the Federation account multiples of the revenues they used to get, thanks to the increased headroom from the oil sector, from the oil subsidy removal. Subnational governments, that is the state governments now, are able to do a lot more for their people with less debt. We recall that before the advent of this administration, at some time, almost 27 states are unable to pay salaries. This is no longer the case. Beyond this, the federal government is actively going further to support various subnational infrastructure projects. And this is, of course, in many parts of the country, irrespective of their political interests or political affiliation. For example, the lateral projects in Kano and Kaduna states, for which funding to the tune of 150 billion naira and 100 billion naira respectively have been secured. President Tinubu has also established the Federal Ministry of Livestock Development for the first time in our history. We all know that this used to be a department under the Federal Ministry of Agriculture and Rural Development. The livestock sector is now being properly positioned as a sector that will globally compete with any other sector within the industry across this globe. In addition, to spur agricultural production, the Bank of Agriculture has been recapitalized to the tune of 1.5 trillion naira and is regarded as the most significant boost to agricultural financing in the history of our country. This is the more reason why the all hands on deck message is apt and timely. Henceforth, no tier of government has any excuse not to fully pull its weight in this collective and comprehensive economic growth and development. Distinguished guests, members of the press, ladies and gentlemen, for 65 years, Nigeria has chartered an extraordinary journey of growth and resilience, evolving in politics, economy, democracy, and military strength. Our nation has not only stood as a beacon of hope for its citizens, but has also emerged as a rallying point for the entire black race across the globe, embodying the spirit of unity, courage, and leadership that our people are known for.
It is with great honor and joy that I welcome you to this press conference as we move into the climax of activities marking the 65th independence anniversary of our beloved country, Nigeria. Today, I will stand at the threshold of another historic milestone. It is important to remind ourselves that Independence Day is more than a ceremonial date on our national calendar. It is a profound opportunity for us to reflect on how far we have come as a people, celebrate our resilience, and renew our commitment to the ideas of unity, peace, and progress, which our founding fathers fought so valiantly to secure. Our journey from 1960 to this moment has been marked by triumphs and trials, moments of joy and of testing. But through it all, the Nigerian spirit has remained high and unbroken. We have endured challenges in governance, economy, security, and social cohesion. Our true strength lies in our capacity to consistently rise after every storm, to rebuild after every setback, and forge ahead with resilience and faith in our destiny as a nation. This year's celebration is anchored on the theme, Nigeria at 65, all hands on deck for a greater nation. This theme is both a reminder and a charge. It reminds us that the responsibility of building a greater Nigeria is not the task of government alone, but a responsibility for every citizen, comprising the youth and elders, men and women, public servants and private entrepreneurs, farmers and professionals, teachers, military and paramilitary, traders and artisans, as well as those at home and in the diaspora. All hands must indeed be on deck for us to realize the Nigeria we envision, which is a nation united in purpose, love, rich in diversity, and resolute in progress. Under the visionary leadership of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu GCFR, the renewed hope agenda has become the guiding framework for transforming Nigeria. It is an agenda that speaks to national rebirth, inclusivity, and sustainable progress, thereby providing hope for our people, especially the youth, who represent the future of this nation. The Office of the Secretary to the Government of the Federation plays a central coordinating role in translating this vision into reality. The engine room of government, the office ensures proper policy coordination, interministerial synergy, and effective implementation of the President's priorities. Through our mandate, we provide the institutional backbone that drives programs and initiatives designed to make the Renewed Hope agenda not just a slogan, but a lived reality for Nigerians. We are all aware of the economic reforms initiated by this administration. They are bold and imaginative, but sometimes difficult, but necessary steps aimed at stabilizing our economy, restoring investor confidence, and laying a foundation for long-term growth. Already, we are witnessing positive results. Inflationary pressures are beginning to ease. Foreign investment inflows are showing renewed interest. Job creation initiatives are expanding opportunities for our youth, and social intervention programs are being strengthened to cushion the effects of reforms on the vulnerable groups. These gains are a testimony to the Renewed Hope agenda, which is on course. And with perseverance, greater dividends will be realized. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, permit me to provide an update on the remaining programs for the 65th Independence Anniversary. The Minister has touched on them. The Jumat service and the interdenominational church service have already been successfully held, beginning the celebrations with prayers for peace, unity, and progress. Today, which is Monday the 29th of September 2025, we are gathered here for this press conference. The grand finale of the National Campus Debate, showcasing the brilliance, creativity, and patriotism of our students across the nation, is scheduled for tomorrow, Tuesday, 30th September 2025. On Wednesday, which is the 1st of October, there will be presidential broadcast by His Excellency. As we celebrate this milestone, let us reflect on our shared responsibility to build a greater nation. Government is playing its part. Citizens, too, must play theirs. Let us put aside divisions and work together to achieve a Nigeria where opportunity is greater than despair, unity stronger than division, and peace stronger than conflict. I told you something here before. The motto of the University of Oxford, Oxford University, and of course Cambridge University. These are rival universities in the UK, and they are regarded as Ivy League universities. They have an unwritten motto which says, differences without division, rivalry in fellowship. I wish to salute President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR, for his bold leadership, for his imaginative leadership under the Renewed Hope agenda, and reaffirm the commitment of the Federal Executive Council to continue driving policy issues and effective implementation of such policies for the good of our people. For the media, we owe you deep appreciation for your invaluable role in shaping narratives fostering unity, and helping to grow our democracy and deepen our economy. At 65, Nigeria is still a work in progress. But with a renewed hope, shared responsibility, and collective resolve, our best days lie ahead. Let all hands truly be on deck for a greater, stronger, and more prosperous Nigeria. It is my honor to declare this occasion open, handing over to Minister of Information and National Orientation, Laji Idris. Long live the Federal Republic of Nigeria. God bless you all. God bless Nigeria. Thank you.